So what do you do when your chicken's a little under the weather? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben and Denise here, and we've got a chicken that doesn't seem to be feeling well. And we've never dealt with that before, so we thought we'd bring you along and what we're doing. You know, she's been kind of milling around the last couple of days, just not really acting herself. And so we thought, well, in the interest of others and giving her some quiet calm, we put her in the dog kennel in the barn so that she can just, you know, hopefully recover and feel better. So what else are we doing to help her?
Well, one of the ways you can tell that your chicken is sick, number one, you can tell by the way they act. Normally, she's a leghorn. For those of you that have had leghorns, they're a little flightier, a little more scared. And she wasn't running like she normally does. Now, she'll come to us when we have food. She is one of the chickens that our neighbors graciously gave us so that we could have eggs soon, because when we got them, our chicks were way too young to lay eggs.
Yeah, they were little.
So we're not sure exactly how old she is, but she does typically run from us when we walk up to her. So she wasn't doing that, and so that was kind of the first sign. She seemed a little lethargic. She wasn't moving away from the coop much, even when we would let them out to free range. She was just kind of staying close to the coop. So right away.
But she's eating. She's eating and she's drinking.
Well, yes, and I was, and so
sorry.
it's. No, it's
I jumped ahead on her. Go figure.
So we knew right away. Okay, she looks a little under the weather. I did not notice any discharge from her eyes or her mouth. Her poop does not look like she has any kind of parasites. We do give them a natural parasite all the time. That was lovely, Loki.
Thanks, Loki.
So there are things that we do to try to protect them on a daily basis, but she doesn't have signs of parasites. She's lost a little weight, but not to the point where she would have parasites. And all of a sudden we noticed yesterday her wattle and her comb were a very muted red, and that is another way that you can tell if your chickens are sick. You'll see most chickens have a bright red comb, they have a bright red wattle. That's another sign that they're healthy. Her wattles all of a sudden became a very muted red. So we knew right away that something else was going on, that it was a little more serious than just probably a cold, because there are a lot of viruses out there that affect humans, that affect birds. A lot of them are just like colds. They get over them fairly quickly, but this is obviously a little more serious. So we have quarantined her for a couple of reasons. One, in case it is catching, we don't want anybody else in the flock to get it. And everybody else looks great. There have been absolutely no issues with the other birds, but we also want to give her rest. So this way, we've got her in a dog kennel. We have some boards around the outside, some bags on the top to give her a little bit of privacy, make it a little dark, keep some of the wind out.
Well, privacy, because the chickens and the guineas are constantly running through there, and now the ducks have discovered the chicken coop, so now the ducks run in there. And
yeah, so, the coops that we have in the barn, the ducks have all of a sudden discovered, and we have no idea what they're doing in there.
We go in the evening to put the chickens in, and their water's all a mess because the ducks have been playing in it.
Yes, so even though they've got 2 ponds.
But the one thing about putting her in the barn is that she's not going to be out to get the vitamin D from the sun, which is important when your birds are sick. Got to get fresh air and sunlight,
But it's more, we felt it was far more important for her to be quarantined right now. We do have ACV in her water, vitamins and minerals. We also have yogurt in there, and then we have her standard food, which also contains a natural dewormer that we use. We are going to be creating, I've got some wind, hopefully it's not coming across.
Oh, it shouldn't be bad right now.
Yeah, we're going to be, we discovered something called LAB, which is Lactobacillus. It's a really great bacteria for humans and animals. We're going to be developing that. We'll take you along, hopefully we do it right. But we're going to be giving that to the chickens along with fresh garlic once a month, just to keep their immune system up on top. And when we do give them a concoction of garlic now, but we're going to add this.
And oregano.
Yes, and oregano, yes. So we'll take you along when we do that. We're going to just add that once a month, just to, you know, stave off anything that might be coming. It's inexpensive to make.
An ounce of prevention.
Exactly, exactly. So, you know, hopefully she'll get through it. She doesn't look good. I'm actually thinking she's probably going to pass in the next day or two, but
we're doing
yeah.
everything we know to do. We've, as always, she's researched and doing everything we can. So.
And for those of you that ask, why not take her to a vet? Okay, well, there's two issues with that. Number one, most vets don't take chickens, right? That's just a fact. But number two, we're on a homestead farm, and we don't have the funds to rush a chicken to a vet every time they get sick. So we are doing the best that we can to become her doctor, become her vet. Like I said, there's no vets even around here that take chickens. So it's not even an option. But when you are trying to create a homestead and trying to create money from a homestead or a farm, you just don't have the funds to pay a vet to take a look at a chicken, unfortunately.
It's just a fact of homesteading. Some animals just won't make it. They age out, or they get sick. I mean, look at all the baby chicks that we got. I mean, it was no fault of ours. They think at Murray McMurray that they might have got cold during transit, but we lost 13 birds in the first.
Well, the first batch.
The first batch, and then we lost 16 in the next batch.
They sent us our replacement birds, and they had sent us it was the 13 Bielefelders, and then they sent us 7 more just random birds, I guess.
Yeah.
And 16 of those birds in the second batch died, and they died within most of them in the first 24 hours. So.
Yeah. So they are now up in the food forest, pushing up the new seeds and growth. But it's just that's how it is out here. So they don't all survive. So.
Well, and the one thing with chickens too is one thing that we have been told by a lot of people that raise chickens is you're just going to lose chickens. It's just kind of part of it. Yeah. And she might be older. We don't know though. The other leghorns that we got 3 leghorns. The other 2 are doing really good.
Oh yeah.
So, and she did have some spirit when we grabbed her to pick her up and put her in quarantine. She did try to run. She did show some spirit, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. So she might just get over it, but we wanted to bring you along and show you one of the other things that we have to deal with out here. It's just got to deal with it and do our best.
But we're going to do everything we can to try to take care of her, just like when Mean Rooster got injured, we took care of him. I mean, that's our responsibility. We brought them onto the homestead, and it's our responsibility to care for them until,
give them the best life possible.
One bad day, right?
One bad day.
One bad day. So, but, just again, watch their behavior. If it seems off, make sure you're putting like a little bit of ACV in their water. I've heard it's
ACV.
Apple cider vinegar.
Just in case.
A tablespoon per gallon is what's recommended. But start slowly if they're not used to it, because the taste can throw them off a little.
Yeah.
But make sure you're putting ACV in the water. Make sure you're moving your chickens around if you can, because that will help with parasite issues. Garlic is a really, really great to give your chickens to help with parasites. We also give diatomaceous earth, paprika. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we give to them to help their immune system, but unfortunately sometimes things happen.
So anybody new to chickens or to our channel, why does moving them help with parasites?
Because chickens, just like all animals, well, not all, but most animals outside of...
We're covering for the wind.
Outside of pigs, who are smarter than the average bear, they just poop anywhere and everywhere. And it's like our sheep. We throw hay out to the sheep during winter when we don't have the grass. We'll throw hay. They will literally pee and poop on the hay as they're eating it.
Yeah.
Yes, and chickens do the same thing. They poop where they are. If you haven't owned chickens, they are extremely messy. They poop all over the place, and so all their feces gets all over the ground. Well, they naturally peck the ground and scratch the ground. So naturally then, if one chicken has parasites, the other chicken's going to eat those parasites, ingest them. Now they have it. So if you're moving your chickens around, you don't have those, because you have less likely that there's going to be poop all over the ground that they're going to be eating and getting those parasites, if that makes sense.
There you go. Now you've seen our chicken coop, and it is stationary. It's mobile because we haven't decided exactly where we want its final spot to be, but it's not one of the mobile chicken coops. So we let them out. We fence them in at night to protect them, but then during the day we let them loose. They free range, and that minimizes that congregation of poop where they're going to be eating.
But we do move them. We put them up in the food forest to kind of take care of some of the grasses and to kind of fertilize a little bit.
Yep.
We will be moving it, but once Ben is done with work, 2 days.
One more day.
He'll have Thursday. Today is Wednesday, but
day and a half from now.
Yes. We are going to create a mobile chicken tractor, and we're going to be working on the chicken tractor on steroids that Permapastures Farm has taught us. But we will be setting one up. They'll be in the pasture behind the cows and behind the sheep, rotating with them. So we do move them. We've decided we're going to combine all the flocks and put them up in the pasture. We were going to have 2 separate ones, but I think it's just a little...
Now, I know you wanted to get mini cows, but I don't even see them. They're that small?
We don't have them yet.
We don't have them yet.
Yet, soon. So there's a lot of projects Ben's got to help get done once he's done with work. But moving them helps. We do move them right now. They're in more, it is a mobile, but it's kind of a mobile stationary. So we put them in place for a few weeks, move them. When they're up in the pasture, they're actually going to move probably once a week,
yep.
if not more.
Yep.
So, but hopefully she'll make it through. We'll keep you posted. I don't think she's going to make it, but we've got yogurt in there. We have water with ACV. We have her food that has some other immune boosting things in it that we got. I'll show you I'll put a link to where we purchased it's got all kinds of different goodies in there. It's a kind of a natural parasite.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll put that in the link where we got that. Once we're in the kitchen, we're going to be making a lot of this ourselves. So.
Oh, yeah. And get our herb garden growing. So the garlic, and well, the garlic's already growing, but like the oregano and the other things that we want to throw in there, just grow it ourselves.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, yeah, keep your thoughts and well wishes out for Miss Chicken in there, and we'll let you know how it goes.
It sounds weird to ask for prayers, but it doesn't hurt, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I don't expect her to make it, so.
We're trying. Do what we can.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else we want to cover about Miss Chicken and taking care of them?
Nope, I think she's good. Just remember, look at their wattles,
yep.
Or look at their comb, look at their wattle, look at their behavior, and then at the first sign, it's probably a good idea to quarantine, just to give her rest, but also to remove the possible infection from the other chickens. And then, hopefully they get better. But that's why I said yogurt, ACV, and just regular food with some other nutrients in it.
Yep. So. All right. Well, remember, we are on Rumble and Instagram as well, so you can follow us over there. But in the meantime, get your pets spayed and neutered. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. God bless, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.